There are a lot of games coming out right now that I don't really have the time to play right now. Some of them I don't have the desire to play, but we're talking about ones that I actually want to play in most cases and that are interesting. There's a lot of really unique experiences, people trying to step out of the standard crap that we used to for the last bajillion years. They're trying to make something new, something interesting. And that's wonderful, and that's good. I love that. That's the best thing ever. Please continue trying crazy stuff that might not work, but keep trying. And one of such games is Unravel, which just came out. Now, to be perfectly clear, I did not play Unravel, because I'm going to play Unravel when it comes out on Steam. And it's on Origin, so that is a never. So I will never play Unravel unless I get a console, which I totally might, but I don't have a console right now, and it's on Origin, which I am not getting for no reason. Like, nothing. It's not gonna happen. So I have not played Unravel, but I did look at a lot of what people have to say. I've talked to people who have played it, and I've read reviews online and seen videos of the game. And what it seems to be is a really beautiful game with great sound design, a wonderful soundtrack. There's great music. The atmosphere is phenomenal. It does a lot of really cool things of depicting life from a very small perspective, and it has a good story as well. It tries to convey an important, interesting message, and all those aspects are wonderful, and they're all rather dwarfed by, at least to me, the biggest, most important aspect, gameplay, the actual interactive part, which makes games. And the gameplay isn't amazing, which is why it's getting 7s and 8s and not 9s, you know. The gameplay is standard puzzle platformer. It's more puzzler than platformer, and it's pretty much mostly physics-based as far as I can tell, as far as I know. It is a physics puzzler. And in those physics puzzles, it doesn't really innovate too much. It doesn't do enough in that field. There's no really unique, awesome mechanics. It's kind of just standard stuff, and you repeat them a lot of times. It is a little bit trial and error, less about understanding exactly what you're supposed to do. It has a couple of inconsistencies, but it's not enough. And it also drags for quite a while. You repeat the same things, and the game is rather long, each level specifically, and the entire game as a whole. And a very interesting comparison you could draw to Limbo. Limbo is a phenomenal game that also has a lot of these aspects. It has a wonderful atmosphere. It has wonderful music, wonderful sound effects, and very unique art style. And it also has rather minimal controls, rather minimal mechanics, you could say. Unravel has more, but Limbo doesn't. You basically walk around and jump. There's pretty much not much more than that. You could grab, but there's really not a lot there. But the point being, with those mechanics, they do very unique things. They try out a lot of stuff. At the beginning of the game, most of the start of the game, it's just throwing very specific scenarios at you, and later on, it kind of gets a little bit hectic. But then it ends. Limbo is a pretty short game, and it is exactly the length it should be, because they ran out of things to do. You could always introduce more things, but sometimes you really don't need to do that. And with Limbo, I feel it was a perfect length. I think what Unravel does is drag on for a little bit too long. It doesn't have enough unique mechanics. It doesn't do enough with those mechanics. And so it's a game that just feels like you're kind of repeating what you're doing. It looks beautiful as it does that. Those aspects are wonderful. But the gameplay isn't enough, isn't quite there. And that's, again, I have not played the game, but that's what I'm getting from a lot of people. And it's really interesting. It's a little bit of a shame. I do want to play it. I don't know if it'll happen because I'm not getting Origin, but I hope to play it in order to really see that for myself, though I have seen some gameplay, and I've seen, from what people say, that's pretty much the case. And it's an interesting study case, I guess we could say. Yeah, we'll see if I ever get to play it. Another game that came out very recently is Firewatch. I have nothing to say about that game. I'm probably not going to play it. It does not speak to me at all. I understand a lot of people it does not speak to me at all. For similar reasons, the gameplay isn't really something. It's like sort of an adventure game. It's like people are calling these things walking simulators. I don't even want to get into the discussion about it because it's not for me. It is not for me, so I'm not going to play it, and I don't care about it. And it's okay, it's a game. Does some pretty interesting stuff. The premise is kind of cool, but the gameplay is just nowhere near what I'm interested in doing. So that's about it. Guess we'll see what else comes up. It's pretty much like what is coming out until Dark Souls 3, because the second Dark Souls 3 comes out, which is April, I don't really care about it. There is no other game. There is no other game after Dark Souls 3 for a while. I still have to finish Dragon's Dogma. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.